The war in Korea has been going on for months, but neither side has had much luck or any sort of breakthrough since the mid of December, with both Kim Jong-un and Yoon Suk-yeol getting increasingly frustrated with their allies, not sending them any type of aid in terms of guns or weaponry. This has been happening in Taiwan with the Chinese, meaning that the Taiwanese are able to launch a counter-offensive in early March. This though will change this month not because of aid or any sort of thing, but because of a massive breakthrough. As Fifth Corps of the North Koreans attempt to take Seoul, while launching two offensives, one on the Wonjuk and Yuchin and the other on the Yisan Peninsula. Welcome to episode 13, the Fall of South Korea. So as I mentioned in the intro, South and North Korea have both struggled against each other since I last reported on the war back in January, with the only major getting coming on the 25th of March when 5th Corps 56th Division captured Suwon. This forced 8th and 2nd Division of 83rd Army to also retreat from Ansan, fearing a mass slaughter as they were attacked from Suwon, while 3rd Division of 2nd Corps and 24th Division of 32nd Army. This turned out to be an actually good move, as the attack, which was preemptive, actually did happen the very next day. Anyway, on the 15th of April, General Kwon Yong-jin, leader of 5th Corps, suggested to Kim Jong-un a strategy to win the war in the area. 3rd Corps, he said, would cross the LOC near Ansan at Yongchi-gil. This would force the South Koreans to panic, fearing an outflankment. Meanwhile, half of the 2nd Corps would attack at Tanghai, forcing its way down the coast. This, they can go cross-country, and the leaders of the division can do whatever they like, as long as they don't retreat. Meanwhile, these two attacks are going on, my corps, 5th Corps, can attack Kijiang, then move south and take Busan. The reason for not doing the head-on attack is that there are divisions in Busan, but they won't expect this attack from Kijiang, as it doesn't have a great landing beach. This is true as it does look a lot like the bumpy place where you just get this massive sand fences. There are divisions in Busan, but that works to our advantage, as if we were clever enough we can offload divisions one at a time, and as long as we can do that without being spotted, we can get everybody off the ships. This plan was agreed, and the 5th of May was agreed as the date for the attack, as it was Children's Day, and Children's Day was a national holiday in South Korea. On the 5th, 5th Corps landed at Jeju, but the Americans had spotted the movement of the troops and immediately sent 6 cruisers: USS Antietam, USS Bunkers Hill, USS Cape St. George, USS Normandy, USS Vicksburg, and USS Shiloh. The aircraft carrier USS Reagan, along with the 11 destroyers USS Arleigh Burke, USS Barry, USS Benfold, USS Curtis, US Wilbur, USS John McCain, USS McCampbell, USS Melius, USS Mustin, USS Stetton, USS Ravel, and USS Ross. Unfortunately, Admiral Carlo Thomas thought this was just a new garrison for Jeju to replace the old one, and thought there would be barely any naval craft of any sort or none at all, so he doesn't even notify the South Koreans about the trip on Jeju till 20:05 PM, about 5 minutes before the battle begins. And even then, it takes 3 hours to get to Busan, as it has to be decoded by the South Koreans who reach the message in Busan, then coded back up, sent back over to the president, who then gets to read it. So basically, it takes an awfully long time. This means that there will be no aid for the Americans in the battle. Facing the Americans, by the way, the 15 Chinese destroyers. The only Chinese ships on It is only Chinese ships on the communist side, by the way. Plan Nanchang, Plan Kunyang, Plan Shuzhou, Plan Shuzheshuang, Plan Chengdu, Plan Taiyuan, Plan Qining, Plan Hefei, Plan Li Shui, Li Kuiha, Plan Hoihot, Plan Zhuzhou, Plan Yan'an, Plan Wuxu, and Plan Guwang. The 9th and the 9 frigates. Plan Huoshang, Plan Yuling, Plan Luzhou, Plan Handan, Plan Kunang, Plan Zhouzhang, Plan Rizhou, Plan Daqing, and Plan Tanya. At 21:14, the first shot of the battle took place, with the destroyer John McCain firing on the frigate Plan Luzhou. The torpedo hit the Chinese ship's hull, but doesn't create that much damage, but does panic the captain of the Luzhou, Li Guang, who fires back, scoring hits on the port side of the destroyer. Just then, though, cruiser USS Bunkers Hill arrives and sinks the Luzhou with multiple torpedo hits. The Americans still think at this point in time they're not up against a major fleet and decide to attack. This is a mistake. On the left-hand side of the battlefield at 21:21, the destroyers Curtis Wilbur and Plan Kunyang come into contact. The communist ship is agile and sinks the American destroyer with just 4 shots. Meanwhile, the frigate Luzhou is almost destroyed by the USS Ashenberg. But another frigate, Darkwing and the destroyer Zhuzhou arrive and frighten the ships away. Meanwhile, Bunkers Hill and John McCain team up again and sink the Zhuzhou at 21:52. This point, now the Americans realise they're up against a major fleet. 8 minutes later, at 2200, both USS Antietam and Normandy are sunk by Plan Kendang and Kuanan respectively. It was at this point Bunkers Hill and McCain came upon the ship Plan Shuzhou, while at the point USS Ross sunk Plan Yifei. At 21:15 AM, the USS Ronald Reagan was surprised by Plan Kunan and Plan Guiyang and was sunk, shocking the Americans, who now retreated. The plans surprised the retreating cruiser USS Cape George, while destroyers Streatham, McGamble, Milius, Roosevelt and Barry were also caught. All in all, 8 American ships were sunk, about 50% of the fleet which had been sent to the battlefield, which left 12,000 dead, including Admiral Thomas Whaley. Including Admiral Thomas. While the Chinese, the opposition lost just 4 ships and 5,000 men. The battle was over and the Chinese victory secured 5th Corps shipped out of Jeju Port at 2:18 AM and headed towards Qizhang. They arrived at 5:51 AM. And they arrived at 5:51 AM. At 6 AM, 2nd Corps 5th Infantry Division launched an attack on Tonghai, while 1st Corps crossed the Tangyuan Reservoir. These attacks surprised the Southerners, who folded, losing Tanglian, Yishang, Tapyuk, Shuqiang, Tianyan, Chongjuk, Susan, and Hyeongsong. Meanwhile, the ferociousness of the attacks on Tonghai lost the Koreans Tanghai, along with Sanchok and Tierbek. Meanwhile, at 8:27 AM, 5th Corps struck south of Busan, which was defended by 2nd Corps 3rd Infantry and 4th Cavalry. Not expecting the attack, they folded, with President Kim Sung-yuk forced to surrender at 10:28 a.m. giving this statement at 11 a.m. I've been the leader of Korea now since the early days of the invasion. It has been my pleasure. Unfortunately, earlier today, the Supreme Leader's troops stormed our capital, taking over from my fascist government. This I will do with immediate effect. Any soldiers fighting on the front lines, I ask you to give up your arms to the Supreme Leader's troops by 2100 or be bombed to submission. By 2100, all troops save the 2nd Corps 1st Infantry and 5th Corps 1st Infantry have given up their arms. The 2 corps I have mentioned previously will make up the resistance against the North Koreans. In Colombia, the invasion of Panama stalled as American 16th Army arrived at Yaviza and stalled 3rd Army, a stalemate which continued until the end of the month. Meanwhile, Venezuela was the first nation to become prepared for an intervention. President Gustavo Petro says on national television that rationing will be introduced on the 11th of May, giving the Americans an exact date for the invasion, which is the 12th. The battle of order is this for Venezuela. 1st Army is at Yan Arica, while 1st Division is near Kuki. 1st Army is under control of it. Yan Arishuka, while 1st Division is near Kuki. 2nd Division is at the border crossing near Rio Casacore, while 3rd Division is 2 miles south of 2nd Division. 4th Division is 3 miles north of 1st Division, while 5th Division is 4 miles south of 3rd Division. This is getting very confusing. 6th Division is 12 miles south of 5th Division. 2nd Army is under control of Jules d'Ivoire, who controls 6 divisions. The first of them is 10 miles north of 1st Army, 2nd Division, while the 2nd Army is 20 miles north of that division. 3rd Division is halfway between the two. 4th Division is at San Ferdinando de Atradapo, while 5th Division is 2 miles south of 4th Division. 6th Division is 3 miles north of 4th Division. 3rd Army is under control of Lucien Lopetegui, who controls another 6 divisions. The first 2 of them are at Morganito, while 3rd Division and 4th Division are between Petro Ayamaco and Petro Paez, where 5th Division is, by the way, at Petro Paez. 6th Division is at Rio Meta. 4th Army is under control of Jean Stuttelin, who has another 6 divisions under his control. The 1st Division is 2 miles west of the border, and division opening the border between the divisional troops. 2nd Division is 20 miles west of Division 1, while 3rd Division is at El Amparo, where also 4th and 5th Division are. 6th Division is 12 miles west of El Amparo. 5th Army is under control of Vince de Conquer, who controls another 6 divisions. The 1st Division of them is at Cucuta, the 2nd at San Sebastian. The 3rd Division is 24 miles north of Cucuta, while 4th Division is 14 miles north of 3rd Division. 5th Division is 8 miles north of 4th Division, while 6th Division is 20 miles north of 5th Division. 6th Army is under control of Mila Oldenburg, which is 1st Division is 2 miles east of Valdeberda, where 2nd and 3rd Division are also there. 4th Division and 5th Division at Quirojana, while 6th Division is 10 miles north of Quirojana. And that is the armies which will face the Colombians. Thank you for listening. And so action for the month ends. Anyone wondering what is happening in Taiwan? There will be an extended episode next month, as this is literally a 15-minute episode, and I don't want to cover what's happening in Taiwan this month. So yeah, there'll be massive extended episodes. As the one in North Korea ended, we will cover more of Taiwan this month, along with the invasion of Colombia by Venezuela. Good night. This is a parody, and any real names mentioned in this podcast are done with the deepest respect. Anyone with complaints can send an email to calendar@outlook.com. Thank you for listening to the Times and Conditions. Good night.